What's up, guys? I'm your host, Tucker Merrihew, and this is episode number 46 of the Real Dealz podcast, the video version. I said we weren't going to do a podcast over the course of this last 2 weeks leading up to New Year's and Christmas and all that, but I lied. We're here this week, and we figured we'd put out a good podcast here for you, a video podcast before the end of the year, and give you guys a couple of tips that you can put to work in your real estate investing business as we head into the beginning of 2015. So, first and foremost, I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Hopefully you guys had a good one, and I'm sure you're all happy to be done with that and on your way to New Year's. And so hopefully everybody has a great New Year's as well. But before you get there, a couple things I want to talk about. Number one is goals. And this is kind of pertinent, I guess, to where we are in the year. We're wrapping up 2014. We're going into 2015. And every time people go into New Year's, they have New Year's resolutions, and they also have goals. So I'm going to stay away from the whole New Year's resolution thing today, but I do want to talk about goals. So first and foremost, you got to make sure to make them. That's the biggest problem I would say that most people have, is they don't even make goals, so they don't know where they're going or what they're doing, which, you know, you're basically a rudderless ship. So number one is make sure you make your goals. Number two is write them down. You can think about them in your head, but that only makes them so real. Once you actually put them down on paper, it makes them real goals, and goals that you can actually achieve, or you're much more likely to achieve over the course of the next year. And third is, make sure you put down an action plan to actually achieve each goal. You can say that you want to buy 100 houses next year, right? But if you don't put together an action plan on how you're going to buy 100 houses, or basically, what is it, 9 houses a month, something like that, you're never going to achieve it. It's kind of like saying, I want to lose 200 pounds next year, but I don't have an action plan on how many days a week I'm going to work out, what kind of workouts I'm going to do. So you see that you need the action plan to achieve the goals. So write them down, create an action plan that you also write down, follow that action plan, and you'll be much more likely to achieve your goals. Now, one of the goals that every one of you guys out there in listener land should have for next year is to make sure that your social media presence for your business is solid. And what I mean by this is, if you're adamantly against social media at this point in your life for whatever reason, you don't want your wife to catch you snooping on old girlfriends, or you don't want old girlfriends to find you, or you just don't want people to find you for whatever reason, get over it. If you're going to be in the real estate investing and house buying business, you need to have people to be able to find you. And the place that they're going to look for you, two places mainly. One is Google, and the other is Facebook. And your Facebook will show up when they Google you. So make sure that you have a Facebook account, first and foremost. Number two is make sure that you have a business page for your real estate investment business in Facebook. And make sure that you tie that business page to your personal account. I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people that I've talked to that have either, wanted me to help them be a part of one of their products, or somehow be involved with them, and they're positioning themselves as, an expert in, let's say, the real estate investing field. I go to their Facebook profile and I try to see, okay, well, what is their business? What is it that they're doing? And they list, they're the, head chief at so-and-so company, and you go to try and click on the company, and there isn't even a Facebook page, a business page that's set up for it. So right then and there, I usually write people off, because I can tell they obviously don't have any idea what they're doing with social media. You need to create a business page for your house buying business that can be found in the search engines, that you can run ads for if you want to, that people can find and reference if they get a direct mail piece from you, or somehow they get some sort of marketing piece from you, because that creates credibility for your business. Now, if you don't like to be on social media personally, you can always put up blockers and things like that so that people can't see your wall on your personal account. But make sure that if people want to find you, they can find out, there's, let's say, Chris Smith. There's Chris Smith's profile, and then also here is where Chris Smith works. And they can click on it, go to it, and then that is likely your real estate investing business. It just creates a better snapshot of who you are and what you do if somebody wants to quickly try and find that information out. And if you're sending people direct mail pieces, that's usually one of the first places they're going to look. And so if they go to your Facebook and they can't find you and they can't find your business, there's strike one. Or if they go to your Facebook and they can find you and they can see your wall and you're saying all kinds of crazy stuff and you have all these radical opinions you're putting out on Facebook that anybody can see, that's a mistake too. So If you're going to be like that, that's fine, but just do it with a very select group, and I would even say maybe don't do that at all. But if you're going to, at least block your timeline so that people that are trying to research you and your business can't see all that crazy stuff you're putting out there. But make sure that they can see where you work and that you link your business profile to your personal profile so they can go to that business page, fill it out, talk about who you are, what you do. If you have a website, post on there, try and build a following on it so that way people can reference that, find that, and it'll build credibility for you and your house buying business, which ultimately will make you more successful than your competition. So that's this week's video podcast. Make sure you take that tip about social media and put it to work in your business, and also make sure that you get your goals going for 2015. Write them down, create an action plan, and make them real. All right, I'm your host, Tucker Merrihew. This is episode 46. Wrapping up. I'll see you guys the first week of 2015 for an audio podcast. See you then.